Alright guys, welcome back to another Appreciating Comic Book Art video. Keeping the theme going of these sketchbooks since again, like I said before, I've been going through my collection, discovering a lot of books I forgot I owned. And there was a period of time where I just picked up a ton of sketchbooks. Maybe not a ton, but a pretty decent amount. And we're going to take a look at J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl sketchbook. And although, not too long ago, he kind of caved in with the social justice warriors, bending the knee and everything, and kind of throwing Comicsgate under the bus, I like to separate people from their art. So, no matter what they do in real life, I can still step back and appreciate the work that they put down on paper. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So this is... looks like it's the second printing. It was in 2002, so this is after Wildstorm was sold to DC. And this is just a bunch of Danger Girl stuff, I guess. So, a lot of character sketches. This is when J. Scott Campbell was breaking away from the kind of more realistic, I guess you could say, drawings of the early Gen 13, and was really kind of pushing hard into a little bit more of the cartoony Disney anime stuff they started doing, and he really leaned heavy with Danger Girl. And Danger Girl wasn't my favorite, to be honest with you. I wasn't a big fan of J. Scott Campbell when he pushed into this style. The sex appeal in Danger Girl was cool. Scantily clad spy chicks, I mean, who's going to pass that up when you're a late teenager, early 20s or whatever, But I would have much rather the style he had on Gen 13 miniseries or the early issues of Gen 13, the ongoing series. And if you've seen some of my videos in the past, you'll know that I was a big fan of J. Scott Campbell and Alex Garner in the early days. I mean, I thought they were kicking on all cylinders when they were doing early Gen 13. And they were just knocking it out of the park. J. Scott Campbell's art during that time was a little bit more, like Jim Lee inspired with the Wildstorm. Not as cartoony, but he still had kind of like the bigger eyes. He had... So, something I didn't like that Campbell started doing is he started really leaning into like these really, really tiny waists and bigger hips. Which, for this style, it works. But... if you look back at his early Gen 13 stuff, his female form was just perfect. Maybe he was 290s or whatever anybody wants to say, but I still think that is some of his best work. His more inspiring work. As you can see, like this stuff is just very, very, very cartoony. Still cool though. I like to see the process, like I've said before. I like to see what's going through an artist's mind. Especially a book like this. I mean, like this is some in-depth breakdown. You've got like figure creation and all this stuff that he's doing. Like, man, this is some thought put into his anatomy. That is for sure. And maybe it's because he was going for a little slightly different style here. But really, like, contrast this. Pick up an issue early Gen 13. Put it next to Danger Girl 1. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, it was cool. J. Scott Campbell had the big name going on at the time, and he was kind of doing what he wanted to do. He had the golden ticket, right? So I mean, it was his project of choice, and he was going out there, and it was something fresh, or something new. I think at the time I probably did like it, but looking back, it's not comparable to his early stuff. See, this figure is a little bit more what I'm talking about. You still have the smaller waist, but the hips aren't as exaggerated. Not like here, see, so there's a difference, quite a bit of difference. Same thing with this, like this is a little bit more of his cartoony style. This is a little bit more reminiscent, kind of reminds me the long legs. You got those long Arthur Adam legs. A little bit more like the early Gen 13 stuff, and that's what I prefer. Give me those super long legs, small waists, a little bit shorter upper bodies when it comes to chicks. I like that stuff a lot. But yeah, stylistically wise, what he was going for in this book, he absolutely nailed it. Absolutely. Some storyboards here. I don't know. Was this for storyboards they created for the opening of the Danger Girl video game? I didn't even know there was a video game. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, he could draw the ladies. He really could. I wish he had stuck with a slightly more realistic style. You know, even the style he's got now, like his newer style, is kind of like a combination of this and maybe early J. Scott Campbell work. But having looked at his stuff more recently, I would say there's just no touching that early Gen 13 run. I mean, he was really kicking it out. Him and Alex Garner, great combination. The way Gardner handled his lines and really brought his work out was amazing. They worked with some fantastic colorists back then. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But still, I mean, this is fun. This is good. Even though it's not my favorite, it's still cool to look at. Cool to reminisce. For sure. Very, very interesting. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think of J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl work. Did you like it as much as like the Gen 13 stuff? I'd be interested to know. But if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit the bell for notifications, share it on social media. I really appreciate it. I'm Joseph Michael Sontag, or Joe M. Sontag if you prefer, or as the Pope likes to call me, JMS. And I'll see you guys all next time. All right, peace.